You're probably blind like I was to attraction from women. You have no idea when a girl is attracted to you. You don't know whether she's just being friendly or flirty or if she's being romantic. All of these things, you have absolutely no idea. You're completely blind. And this is why you largely aren't getting any dates or in a relationship with a woman because you just have no idea of the signs. Well, I'm here to tell you a bit about the signs that a girl is attracted to you. Now, the more of these signs that she's showing, the higher the likelihood of her being attracted to you is. So be sure to look for these signs in any woman that you meet. And the more of these signs, the better the likelihood that she is attracted to you. Now, I'm a little bit sick right now, so if I sound dead more than usual, then that's why. Bear with me. Not really recovering great, but don't worry, it's just a cold and I just have a sore throat. That's all. Now, number 10, she pays a lot of attention to you, especially when you're in social groups. When you are in a group of more than 10 people, she is looking at you and listening to what you have to say. She doesn't care about anyone else or what they're saying. She's looking at you. She's paying attention to you. Now, when you're on one-on-one conversations, she actually seems present in the moment. Her attention isn't fleeting on anything else like objects around her, people around her, all of these things. Her focus is on you, and she is present in the moment talking to you. Now, she also pays a lot of attention to small details that you tell her when you're on one-on-one conversations. Things like what your favorite food is or what your favorite Power Ranger is. Things like these, she pays very close attention to and actually remember. That is the key difference. She actually remembers what you tell her. That is a big indicator that she is attracted to you. Now, number 9, she tries to make physical contact with you, be it a light tap on the shoulder or a hug or things like these where she's actually, touching you, not sexually, but just playfully touching you. It's a very, very good indicator that she is attracted to you. Now, this can also be just a hug that lasts a little bit longer than you thought it would. But in a very good indicator or a sign of this type is she caresses your muscles and tells you that you've gotten bigger. If she does that, then drop everything right now, call her up and ask her out on a date because that is the biggest sign she can give that she is attracted to you, as at least physically. Number 8, she is constantly asking interesting questions about you. Your conversation doesn't seem dry, like you're just asking, oh, how are you? What are you doing today? She's actually asking very deep, interesting conversations about you. And a very important thing, if you're asking her a question, she isn't just deflecting the question back. She's actually coming up with her own questions, trying to get to know you. She's reciprocating the questions. She isn't just answering your question and then just leaving the conversation blank and just moving on. She's actually reciprocating and asking you questions as well. That's a very important key difference, is that she isn't just deflecting the question back. She's actually coming up with other questions for you. Like, let's say you ask her what her favorite type of music is. She answers and then she just asks the question back at you. Not even like what your favorite kind of music is, more like, how about you? That is the text that she sends. How about you? That is not a good sign at all because she's just deflecting the question back. She's probably not even going to remember what you answer. She just wants to get more notifications from you, basically. That is a very scummy thing, and you need to actually pay close attention that she isn't just deflecting the question back and actually coming up with other questions. Now, the number 7 sign is that you are her top priority. She will sacrifice so much of her own time just to be with you, just to hang out with you, and just to please you, give you gifts, all of these things. You are her top priority. She will drop everything to be with you. That is a very, very good sign that you are her top priority. When you're making plans, she says that she's available anytime, anywhere. That is a great sign. She isn't coming up with an excuse like, oh, I have to go to a band practice for that day. No, she'll skip band practice just to be with you. That is a very, very good sign. She might even bring you gifts, like I said, or she'll do tasks for you, like do your homework. Things like these are a very clear sign that she likes you. When a woman likes a man, she will go to the other side of the world for that man. He is her top priority. You need to get that through your head. This man is her top priority. That is what women do. Now, number 6, I really like this one. This is a very, very good sign. She holds eye contact with you. When you're talking to her, she's actually almost staring into your soul. That is how much eye contact she is sending. You need to actually observe what her eyes are doing when you're talking to her. Is she looking around the room, looking at other people, maybe looking down at the ground? Or is she completely focused on your eyes? If she is completely focused on your eyes and holding eye contact, that is such a good sign that she is into you. That one sign can go so far. A situation that can arise from this is something like you look into her eyes and you can almost see it. Her pupils start dilating, the moment becomes more intense, your heart starts pounding. That is the kind of situation where you should just go in for a kiss. That is the perfect moment to try and give her a kiss. So eye contact, very, very important when it comes to figuring out if she's attracted to you or not. Now, this is for the people who cold approach. If a random girl looks at you and holds your eye contact and then smiles at you, that is the perfect opportunity to go up and speak to her. She's basically telling you, without really telling you, that you should go up and talk to her. That is what you should be looking for if you're trying to cold approach. Now, it can also be the other way around. If she doesn't hold your eye contact, but she seems nervous for no reason at all, that is also a sign that she's into you. Now, this doesn't really happen all that often. It does happen with shy girls. So if you know you're into a shy girl and she doesn't hold your eye contact, try to read her body language to see whether she's nervous or not for no apparent reason. Now, the 5th sign is you're actually having interesting conversations with her. It isn't just light small talk all the time, like, what are you doing? How are you? Things like these. The conversation isn't dry. You're always having interesting conversations. Maybe flirting with each other, laughing with each other, just overall having a good time is a very good indicator that she's into you. Now, you need to be aware that this can also just happen with girls who are natural extroverts. It happens a lot where she just sees you as a friend, but because she is so hyper and outgoing, she is always making interesting conversation and laughing with you, maybe even flirting with you sometimes. You need to make sure that this isn't just her being friendly towards you. So you need to actually identify her personality of sort, if she's an extrovert or not. If she's an extrovert, you can kind of skip over this sign because she's most likely doing that for every guy. But if she's an introvert and you can tell from the different conversations she's having with other guys maybe that you and her are actually different when it comes to conversations you're having. She's actively flirting with you, having interesting conversations with you, laughing with you. These things, they are signs. They are good signs, especially if this doesn't happen with other guys that she talks to. Now, speaking of other guys, the 4th sign is she doesn't talk about other guys with you. If she doesn't talk about other guys in her life around you, that's a very clear sign that she's into you. She doesn't want to lose you. She doesn't want you to think that she's seeing other guys. So she doesn't talk about other guys in her life. Now, this can also be a very bad sign as to whether or not she's high quality or low quality, because then you won't really figure out how many guys she's been with, how her previous relationships have been, all of these things. So it could also mean that she's low quality. So just watch out for that. She might be low quality for not talking about other guys with you. So you need to trust your own judgment in that sense to know whether or not you need to trust yourself in thinking that you're picking the right girl and that she isn't low quality. Now the third sign, she always wants to be alone with you. She pulls you away from your mutual friend group to have one-on-one conversations with you. She does this out of nowhere, or even give you a text where she just says, yo, let's hang out. Just us two alone. That is a very, very good sign. Especially if it's on a date and she doesn't bring a friend over. Some girls actually do that where they'll bring a friend over to a date that they're having with another guy. That is not a good sign at all. Especially if those two girls just start talking to each other without even paying attention to you. You need to get the fuck out of that situation as soon as possible. So a good sign is she's actively trying to get you two in a place alone. That right there is a very, very good sign that she's into you. Now, number two, this has to do with you. Your intuition is screaming at you to make a move. You may have this feeling inside of you that you should make a move, that you would make a move, but you're just too scared. But if this feeling inside of you is very, very strong, then this could be a sign that she's into you. We as men still have a system inside of us to tell whether or not a girl is attracted to us. It was what kept us alive and actually having children and all of these things, as our primal urges are. So you need to listen to your gut sometimes. It will tell you sometimes whether or not a girl is into you. So if your gut is screaming at you to make a move, that's probably a good sign. Now, the number one sign that she is into you. This, by far, is probably the most important one and the most clear one that she's completely attracted to you. That sign is you are the guy that she is talking to the most. If you're the guy that she is talking to the most, then you are the one that she's interested in the most. So she's probably attracted to you. Now, you can tell whether or not you are the guy that she's talking to the most through social media, or you'll have to do some recon into her personal life, figure out who she's talking to, when and where they're speaking, and like if she's meeting up with anyone at the moment. If she isn't, and you are the one that she's talking to the most, that is a huge sign that she's into you. If she's talking to you with the most, hanging out with you the most, texting with you the most, then there's a very, very high chance that she is attracted to you and interested in you and actually like you. Apps like Snapchat have this, function where you can tell where on the BF list you are in another person's Snapchat. If you're at the top, you will have a little heart next to her. And then she's on the top of your BF list and you are on the top of her BF list. That is a very clear sign that she is into you, because it ties into the fact that she is texting with you the most, snapping with you the most now. Of course, Snapchat is some bullshit. Social media is some bullshit. But if you have it, then you can use this tactic, look at it, and you'll see that she's interested in you. Now, with all of this said, if she is showing 5 of these signs, maybe around 5, then it's worth pursuing. She might be interested in you, she might not be, but pursue her more, see if more of these signs come up once you talk with her more. But if she fulfills 8 or more of these signs, then shut the fuck up, stop whatever the fuck you're doing, and call her up, arrange a meeting, and ask her out. Because if she fulfills more than 8 of these signs, come on, man. She is interested in you. I've always had a very, very bad romantic life, especially because I've been blind to these signs all of my life. So I really hope that you learned something through this video, and maybe even learned that there are some girls who are interested in you, because that is a fantastic feeling to have as a man. I hope this helped. Good luck and see you soon.